Hello and welcome to Car Mechanic Simulator 2015. It's another dull, grey day, apparently. The trees are wobbling. It's time to do some mechanicking. Mechanicage. Alright, so with no further ado, so still two jobs that we can't do. Is that always going to be the case? Diddly-doo, diddly-doo. Let's go for the loud when accelerating. It's confusing. That's probably still just the exhaust. Engine is working, but it's choppy. So someone's dropped some knives in there. Let's have a look. A Salem Fianco. Oh look, it's a classic colour. The best of colours, especially if you've got a nice sporty muscle car. Yes. This is what this isn't. It does have the ubiquitous wooden steering wheel though that we can't get away from, with that same little join in the bottom that some of them have. So there's obviously only a few different ones of those. Yeah, there we go. That's enough admiration of it. Find and fix all engine problems, not just the ones you like. And it's told us about the timing belt. Does that scream or something? Is that why they know? The engine's working, but it's choppy. Timing parts. Loud when accelerating. Spray at the factory colour, which one assumes is black. Okay. Well, we might as well get it on a lifter, even if we don't need... Well, we're going to need to get underneath it to get to the loud parts. Loud parts are generally underneath. Oh, yes! This looks like being through a muck spreading area of a farm. Yeah, there's some timing issues here. Look at all this brown. Okay, well we might as well get some of this off. Accessible from engine. I'm in the engine bay. Okay. That's already got confused. It's not slept well apparently, and maybe its partner's wife, baby is due, and all the stresses that brings. Right, oops. There we go. Let's remove some of this brown nonsense. Now let me just check. Right, the threshold for this map. This level is 40%, so that thing we just took off was at 40%, so that was okay, despite the fact it looked like it had been rusting in a field, whereas that's broken. Proper broke. Let's take this idle roller off, then we get the engine, the timing cover. Wow, that belt tensioner looks, yeah, knackered, I think is the word. The timing belt I think we already knew was broken. The water pump also pretty broken. Okay, so let's see how much of that we've discovered. Right, not many of the engine problems. None of those. Got all of those. Alright. Flip flaps. So, now I'm wishing that I'd done some tests before I took all the bits off. If wishes were fishes, you'd have, you know, lots of fishes. So what do I do now? Let's just have a look under here. Why not a bolty? That's right, just waft over the bolts. So can we do any examining here? Yeah, that's pretty dead. Okay, well, fair enough. Oh, I've taken... Alright. Camshaft cap. This is a new one on me. I've not unpicked. I've not unpicked an engine like this before. Obviously that one's broken. Rusty. Tin roof. Rusty. I'm going to have to take this wheel off, aren't I? Oh, excuse me. Alright. Yeah, 14%. Okay, so how's that looking? Most of the parts discovered. Awesome. Okay, so we need to keep moving on to find those other parts. So I can't just take off the engine head, I need to remove all sorts of other bits and pieces. Fuel rail. All these bits. Whatever these bits are. Intake manifold, some sort of petrol mixing air thing, I don't know. Oh. I know nothing. Oh, there's some ignition wires. And ignition coil thing. Yep, 40% right on the money. Let's take off the manifold, which looks like we might have to take this off to get to the bit of exhaust we want to remove anyway. As you can see, it's attached to this bit here. Oh, something rusty in there. Look, oh, it's a sparky. Was that the final piece we needed? No, there's one more. Might have to take the whole thing apart. So, oh, we have to take all the sparkies out to get into. Oh, maybe it's just one more spark plug. Is there spark plugs this side as well? No. It's a V4. I guess. See me no. See me no. Alright, okay, now we can get the head off. There, if I could hold myself still long enough to get a single bolt out. There we go. This all looks really great. Oh, I have to take the oil pan off to get these bits off for some reason. I don't quite understand that. I guess it's what needs doing. What's... ooh. Yeah, okay, in which case we need to drain the thoil. It's like oil, but with a the. Let's attach the magnetic oil drain to my front, and then basically get it pretty much underneath that. Yeah, that's good enough. Good enough. Whoops. If we could just reach the little oil hole. Where are you, oil hole? There you are. Don't drip on the exhaust pipe. That's yellow. It's fairly clean oil. Okay, and then we need to get that out of the way. Safety first, etc. Then we can remove the oil pan. I haven't actually tried removing the oil pan without removing the oil first. I mean, it might just warn you. Or you might just get covered in oil, of course. Who knows? It's hard to tell the quality of any of this. Let's zoom in a little. It all looks fine. Can be examined with... oh, I see. You can test the gearing caps. Whatever they're called. Bearing caps. That's the only bits we can actually test without involving compressions or whatever it was. Okay. I have to take all those off to get those out. And they're accessible from up top now. Great. Alright, well let's at least take off the exhaust section that we need to replace. Okay. Just double check we haven't accidentally found the engine part that needed fixing. Or engine problems. It's not going to be something like the battery or the air filter, is it, before we get any further? Electronic meter. Okay, well, can we still use that even though I've taken half the engine apart? Oh, okay. It's the random number generator. Your result is 10.8. Fuel pump. Well, there you go. Look, instead of taking the engine apart, actually utilise the things you have at your disposal. Oh, that's a fuel fitter. Filter. Let's put that back in. Alright, I think we can start reassembling the engine as well to some degree. Okay, and let's find the... was it fuel pump? Which I believe will be situated on the fuel tank at the rear. That's where it usually is in these cars. Although obviously things do change sometimes. So there's the fuel tank. So the fuel filter is usually sat just on top of it. I can't quite... there it is. Okay, and that should be the final... grumble mutter. That's to do with the choppy performance, which I guess does make sense now that you think about it. So, still got something to find. Don's engine. I didn't take all the... Oh yeah, I was going to take all the pistons out, wasn't I? Actually, let's check the air filter before we go any further, even though it's behind these annoying clips. It makes it much less fun to check than in the previous game. Never mind. Oh, yeah, take the cover off. Can we examine it in situ? We can. It is red. 1%. So let's not check it again, let's just remove it. Ah, yes, hooray. So that was the item we needed. Good, good, good. Alright, so we can continue putting the engine back together. What else do I need to do first, though? Found all those. I know. So I know everything, so I could buy all the new bits. That's probably the best thing to do. So let's do that. So, starting with engine stuff. Engine stuff. Ooh, apply, enter. Oh, there's been an update. Oh, God, the excitement. Can I buy more than one at once as well? No, not yet. Still. Happy with small things. Cam gear R4 sock. Cam gear R4 sock. So I can just go like that and then hit enter if I wanted to. Although I'm using the mouse, so it's not that useful. But it's still nice. Improvements. Camshaft R4 sock. Camshaft R4 sock. Cool. A camshaft cap. Just so it can be jaunty and go out for the day. Oh yeah, protect its head from the sun. Power steering pump R4. PPP for power steering pump R4. Yep. Spark plug, just the one, and timing belt R4 sock. So sparkle. Means that sparkle. No, that's not what I wanted. And timing belt R4 sock. You said? Yeah, I remembered something for half a second. Air filter and fuel pump. Air filter, of course, is at the top of the list. Fuel pump. Fuel pump. I like to pump it. So then we need a belt tensioner. I like to make those belts nice and tense. Belt tensioner, and then timing belt R4 sock and a water pump R4. I've already forgotten. What now? What do I need to build? Did I buy a timing? I've already bought one timing belt R4 sock. Do we really need another one? Did it also mention belt tensioner and water pump? No. Well, I can always buy another one if I need to. So water pump R4. How much money I'm saving by not buying one? Water pump R4. That's 60 bucks. What was it? Timing belt R4 sock. Only 35 bucks. Stuff it. That's the way to make your business work. Doesn't matter, just do it anyway. So we need a front exhaust section R4 sock. Front exhaust section R4 sock. Okay, so that should be all the bits bought. So let's do that reverse of taking it apart business. Putting it all back together. This is where the fun is. You lied. Well, where is the fun, you ask? Well, you'd have to play the game yourself. If showing you all this joy isn't enough, I can only say, or words to that effect. Oh, bolting. Not just snap in these buns, you have to bolt them in place to make sure they don't wiggle about. You don't want your camshaft wriggling about. It would probably spell doom. D-O-O-M. Yes, it would spell doom for your engine. Doom. My engine is doomed. Is that the most recent Doom upgrade? No, I like the old one myself. Yeah. I like the old style Doom. It's not the same as it used to be. Oh no. Yeah, I have no idea either. Just smile and hope they'll go away. Nod and smile. Nod and smile. Putting the bits back on the car. Singing a song. Apparently. Right. Let's not do that. And let's get on with the job. So there's one of the timing belts. Belt tensioner. Slide the timing cover on. Got some pulleys and an idle roller or two. Have to be an idle roller or two. One timing belt. And another timing belt. Oh, it's a serpentine belt though, not unbelt to timing. Can I put that on now? No, have to be underneath. I'll tell you what we can do then. We can put that in. Hey, I already had an air filter. Awesome. It's great to use to buy extra things when you already have the ones you want. What do you do? What do you do? Alright, what else? Front exhaust section to do underneath. Is there anything else we're taking off the engine? I thought as much. Ignition wires. Okay, it does look like it. So just the bits to put on underneath. And then the bits that I've forgotten that I can't remember that I have to come back and work out when I try and finish the job and it says, no, your car is not complete. That's how it says it as well. It's got a little voice that it says. Oh, and the fuel filter, that's right. Or pump, rather. Fuel pump. Move a bit closer. No, it's great. Maybe I'm just not supposed to do it when I'm up in the air. Oh, 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 oh. There it is. Alright, that was fiddly. The mechanics in the check crowd saying, oh, this fiddly is the real thing. I wouldn't know. Right. And one oil pan. Yes, volty. Okay, so that might be all the jobs done. So now I have to put some oil back in it because at the moment it's going to run dry. And then paint it, and then we should be done. Right, one oil hole, one crappy looking jar of oil. Jar? The lexicon's broken today. Okay, let's see what the dripstick. Oh god. Dripstick says roughly in the middle. Alright. Dripstick. No, not O. That's not what I wanted. I want M. M for move. There we go. Move to the paint shop. Okay, there it is. Let's paint it the factory colour of presumably black. Okay. Yeah, I guess. It magically doesn't paint all the bits you don't want it to paint. Oh, no. Okay, so there we go. One shiny black car, that's the word. Good, so I hope you enjoyed that. It took longer than I thought, but that's still roughly the right amount of time. One last glance at that. It's back to work. See what... Oh no, I have to get rid of the car first, sorry, yeah, I forgot about that. Go on, off you go. It's not complete. I knew it. I knew I'd be back in this engine cover. Bloody manifold, of course. Yeah, that's not obvious at all, look, this little gap here. What could possibly go wrong with that gap? I'm sure the air knows where to go. The exhaust fumes all know. Well, we usually go down when we come out of the engine head, so that's where we'd be going. We don't need any sat-nav to tell us where to go. Alright. There goes a couple of seconds of nonsense whilst I do that, and that should be job done, he said. Yeah. Yay, job done this time. Right, cool, thanks very much, and see you next time. Tap tap tap.